Britain and France will contribute at least 2.4 billion euros in funding for developing countries tackling climate change.
Check, true. That's good right there. Yeah.
In the last 150 years, global temperatures have risen. No one in the scientific community disputes that. Check, true. That's good right there. Yeah. One of the newer theories is that global warming is actually over and the Earth is now cooling down.
And French President Nicolas Sarkozy made the joint announcement
But could there be an
Brussels.
explanation that lets humans off the hook?
We have already agreed that there is money in the order of $10 billion to be found over the next few years. We are able to finance that from the money that we are announcing today, and I believe the rest of the European Union will come on board.
Clouds. But the sun's magnetic field protects us, so the more active the sun is, the better we're protected here on Earth. So that means the fewer clouds form as a result, and with nothing to block out the sunlight, things here heat up. That sounds simple, but under scrutiny, it starts to fall apart.
European leaders made the pledge in efforts to win the support of developing countries for a climate deal in Copenhagen.
It appears our planet is constantly being bombarded by particles from space called cosmic rays, and these rays, according to the theory, produce clouds.
This is the joint enterprise of France, Britain and many other European countries to make possible what I believe is absolutely essential for the world, and that's a climate change agreement.
You might be surprised to learn that over the last few years the world hasn't actually got any hotter. So on the surface it sounds plausible. The hard facts tell us that temperatures have dipped in the last few years, but if you compare that to the amount they've risen over the past 150 years, it's just a tiny amount. And not only that, but look closer at the graph. It's
in the back of my head.
theory is that global warming is caused by the sun going through a period of heightened activity. It's a theory that's been around for some time, but it's incomplete, which makes it misleading. And the more we discover, the less feasible it appears.
I don't need to stop the check. Check. That's good right there. Yeah.
Full of lumps and bumps. These are caused by natural variations, from changes in the ocean to volcanic eruptions. They show periods of cooling and of accelerated heating, but the overall trend is upwards. So those hard facts also show us that after 150 years of heating, a few years of cooling changes nothing.
With a transparency mechanism.
All right, thank you so much, Richard Sandor, our climate change chairman.
National actions.
Copenhagen's dirty.
Would press the world to come up with a climate aid fund for $100 billion a year by 2020.
We have to do everything we can
In here, Copenhagen's dirty goods.
All right, thank you so
and
much,
standards
Richard.
of transparency.
Mitigation, transparency, financing.
Here comes the hard part, old buddy.
There is a way forward.
Come on. Lies in the back of my head.
Hold up, the bus stop disintegrating here.
Number of core elements.
Check.
Base.
Okay. Yeah, that's good right there. Check. That's good right there. Yeah.
An operational accord that internationalizes those actions
This is a voluntary action China has taken.
to meet the effects of climate change
We have not attached any condition to the target,
that provide credibility to the entire process.
that the Chinese government has set the target for mitigating greenhouse gas emissions.
Assistance for nations that are the most vulnerable and least prepared
Countries that want aid, one that takes us
to reach this agreement.
a significant accord, one that embraces the principle of common but differentiated responses with no strings attached. It's a clear formula and no obligations with respect to transparency and respective capabilities. And it adds up farther than we have ever gone before as an international community.
Underlying reality is
It is with a sense of responsibility to the Chinese people and the whole mankind.
there will not be the kind of concerted global action that we so desperately need.
Sandor, our climate change chairman.
It is all up to you. Copenhagen's
Decisive national actions
dirty.